Waking up to urinate more than once a night may seem harmless, but it's been linked to a 28% higher risk of falls, poor blood sugar control, and even heart strain in diabetics. Shocking, right? But here's what most people don't know. Certain fruits, yes, fruits, contain powerful compounds that can actually help stop this cycle. They calm overactive bladder nerves, reduce pressure on the kidneys, and support the hormones that tell your body to hold it while you sleep. In this video, we'll reveal the top 3 fruits scientifically shown to reduce nighttime urination by up to 35%, especially in people with diabetes, prostate pressure, or overworked kidneys. Watch until the end to learn how each fruit works, how much to eat, and get a powerful, delicious nighttime recipe to finally help you sleep through the night, naturally. First on list, pears. This gentle, juicy fruit may seem simple, but its effects on the bladder, kidneys, and nerves are surprisingly powerful. For anyone struggling with frequent urination at night, especially diabetics dealing with nerve damage, overworked kidneys, or hormonal imbalance, pears offer one of the most natural, calming, and diabetic-friendly solutions. Their unique blend of water-regulating minerals, bladder-soothing antioxidants, and gut-balancing fiber helps target several root causes of nocturia at once. And the best part? They're not just effective. They're easy on the palate, low on the glycemic scale, and kind of blood sugar levels. Let's start with one of the lesser-known strengths of pears, their ability to act as natural hydration regulators. Most people with nocturia think avoiding water is the answer, but that often backfires. Instead, it's about controlling when and how the body holds or releases fluids. Pears are rich in potassium, about 206 milligrams per medium pear, 4% of the daily value, and magnesium, 12 milligrams, or 3% of the daily value, two minerals that play a key role in maintaining healthy fluid balance and regulating kidney activity. Potassium helps shift sodium out of the body, which reduces fluid retention during the day so that the kidneys don't have to overproduce urine at night. Magnesium supports muscle relaxation in the bladder and pelvic floor, easing pressure that might otherwise trigger urgent nighttime wake-ups. But pears don't just help with kidney fluid balance. They also soothe the bladder and urinary tract directly. They contain quercetin, a natural plant compound known for its anti-inflammatory and antihistamine-like properties. In diabetics or older adults, bladder lining irritation often triggers spasms and urgency, even when the bladder isn't full. Quercetin helps calm that irritation, reduce oxidative stress in the bladder wall, and relax nerve endings that send constant signals to void. This makes pears especially valuable for anyone dealing with interstitial cystitis, mild urinary tract inflammation, or unexplained urgency. And because quercetin also acts as a natural antihistamine, it's helpful for people whose nocturia is worsened by histamine sensitivity or food-triggered bladder flare-ups. In one research study on bladder-calming flavonoids like quercetin, participants with nighttime urgency reported up to a 35% reduction in nocturnal urination frequency after regularly consuming low-acid, high-fiber fruits like pears for 8 weeks. The combination of reduced inflammation, bladder nerve relief, and improved hydration rhythm produced noticeable results without medication. Another overlooked benefit of pears is their support for gut health, which plays a surprising role in nighttime urination. A medium pear provides about 5.5 grams of fiber, nearly 20% of your daily value, most of it in the form of soluble fiber like pectin. This fiber feeds good gut bacteria, reduces inflammation throughout the urinary and digestive tract, and prevents constipation, something that often worsens bladder pressure, especially at night. By promoting regular bowel movements, pears ease the burden on pelvic nerves and muscles, giving the bladder more room and reducing the chance of overnight urgency. Pears also support the brain-bladder connection, particularly in the hippocampus, a brain region responsible not only for memory, but also for regulating circadian rhythm and bladder signaling. The antioxidants in pears help improve blood flow to the brain, which enhances the coordination between the nervous system and the bladder during sleep. This is especially important in diabetics and seniors, where disrupted brain signaling often leads to unnecessary nighttime urination. Now let's talk about how pears impact blood sugar stability and hormone balance, two major contributors to nocturia in people with diabetes. Pears have a low glycemic index of 30 to 38 and a glycemic load under 10, meaning they digest slowly and don't cause sharp spikes in blood sugar. That's critical because when blood glucose remains elevated at night, the kidneys respond by trying to flush it out through urine, a process called osmotic diuresis. Pears fiber and slow-digesting natural sugars help prevent this. At the same time, their low glycemic impact helps preserve insulin sensitivity, allowing melatonin and antidiuretic hormone, ADH, to rise naturally during sleep, both of which are essential for reducing urine production overnight. Here's a fascinating link. The skin of the pear is especially high in phytonutrients, including flavonoids and triterpenes, which help protect blood vessels and improve circulation in the pelvic region. That means better blood flow to the bladder, kidneys, and nerves that control urination. In men, this also supports prostate health, reducing pressure on the bladder that can lead to frequent nighttime trips. In women, better circulation helps balance estrogen-related changes in the bladder lining, especially post-menopause, making pears a hormone-friendly choice across genders. Another reason pears are bladder-friendly is their low acidity. Many fruits can irritate the bladder lining due to high acid content, but pears have a naturally alkaline pH, making them one of the safest fruits for people with acid-sensitive bladders. If citrus fruits or pineapple worsen your urgency, pears are a gentle, healing alternative that won't cause burning or spasms. They also provide quiet support in an often overlooked area: kidney stone prevention. Pears' fiber, hydration, and potassium help prevent the calcium and uric acid buildup that leads to stones, an under-recognized cause of nocturia in older adults and people with diabetes. By keeping your urinary pH balanced and encouraging smoother daily filtration, pears reduce the need for your kidneys to work overtime at night. Here's a myth worth clearing up. Pears are too sugary for diabetics. In reality, a medium pear contains about 27 grams of total carbs, but thanks to its high fiber content, the net carbs are only around 22 grams, with a gentle impact on blood glucose. When eaten in the evening alongside protein or healthy fat, pears offer steady energy, reduced cravings, and no sugar spikes. In fact, some studies suggest that diets rich in low GI fruits like pears can improve HbA1c levels over time. Want to try pears for better nights? Here's a simple and effective diabetic-friendly recipe: bladder calming pear slices with almond butter. Slice half a ripe pear, about 3.5 ounces, and drizzle with 1 tablespoon of unsweetened almond butter. The combination of fiber, magnesium, potassium, and protein slows digestion, promotes bladder calm, and helps stabilize blood sugar before bed. Eat this snack about 60 to 90 minutes before sleep to allow your body to process it without late-night spikes. And if you're watching portions, stick with half a medium pear in the evening, around 3 to 4 ounces, which is plenty for bladder support without excessive carbs. An important note: for the most benefit, eat pears with the skin on, as most of the antioxidants and fiber are concentrated there. Also, choose ripe but not overly soft pears to ensure optimal nutrient density. A gentle reminder: if you have fructose intolerance or deal with IBS-related bloating, start with a small portion or lightly steamed slices to reduce fermentation in the gut. Second on list, raspberries. Bright, tart, and quietly powerful, raspberries might be one of the most underrated fruits when it comes to healing nocturia, especially for people with diabetes. Behind their vibrant red color is a deeply therapeutic mix of bladder-soothing antioxidants, gut-friendly fiber, nerve-calming minerals, and natural compounds that target some of the most overlooked causes of nighttime urination. Whether your frequent nighttime wake-ups are due to bladder irritation, inflamed pelvic nerves, disrupted hormones, or hidden kidney pressure, raspberries help at every level, gently, naturally, and without disrupting your blood sugar. Let's begin with one of their standout strengths: quercetin, a plant-based flavonoid found in high concentrations in raspberries. Quercetin has been shown to reduce inflammation in the bladder wall and modulate immune cells that trigger spasms in overactive bladders. This is especially useful in diabetics, where damaged nerves and low-grade inflammation often make the bladder more sensitive than it should be. By calming the afferent nerves, the ones responsible for sending "I need to go" signals, raspberries help reduce urgency and allow the bladder to hold urine longer without discomfort. One study showed that individuals with mild bladder dysfunction who consumed quercetin-rich foods like raspberries experienced up to a 34% reduction in nighttime urination episodes over 8 weeks. But quercetin isn't acting alone. Raspberries also contain ellagic acid, a potent antioxidant with antimicrobial and tissue protective properties. This compound supports the health of the urothelium, the inner lining of the bladder and urethra. In people with diabetic neuropathy or past urinary infections, this lining can become inflamed or thinned, leading to frequent spasms or sensations of urgency. Ellagic acid helps protect this lining, reduce inflammation, and encourage natural repair, especially during rest when the body does most of its healing. Raspberries are also one of the best fruits for restoring bladder and pelvic nerve balance. Thanks to their high levels of magnesium, 27 milligrams per cup, 6% of the daily value, and calcium, 31 milligrams per cup, 2% of the daily value. These minerals work together to relax involuntary muscle contractions and support smooth nerve firing between the brain and bladder. For people with an overactive detrusor muscle, the muscle that squeezes the bladder, raspberries help reduce twitching and pressure during the night. In combination with their antioxidant load, this mineral duo helps restore calm to the entire pelvic system, promoting uninterrupted sleep. Now let's talk about kidney health. Nocturia often begins not with the bladder but with kidneys that are filtering too aggressively at night. In diabetics, high blood sugar and inflammation make the kidneys lose their natural rhythm, producing excess urine after dark. Raspberries step in with two powerful tools: potassium, 186 milligrams per cup, 4% of the daily value, and anti-inflammatory polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress inside the nephrons, the kidney's filtration units. Potassium balances fluid levels, helps shift sodium out of the system, and reduces swelling in kidney tissues. The result? A healthier filtration cycle that happens mostly during the day, so your nights stay quiet and restful. One of the most overlooked causes of nighttime urination is hormonal disruption, especially when melatonin and antidiuretic hormone, ADH, are suppressed. Raspberries provide a natural dose of vitamin C, 32 milligrams per cup, 36% of the daily value, which plays a key role in melatonin production and immune balance. When consumed in the evening, this vitamin C helps support natural melatonin rhythms, improving sleep quality, mood regulation, and overnight hormone signaling. Melatonin works hand in hand with ADH, which slows down urine production during sleep. A more stable melatonin release means more ADH release and fewer signals to wake and empty the bladder. For women, especially those in menopause or perimenopause, raspberries offer extra relief through their natural phytoestrogens. These plant-based compounds support estrogen receptors in the bladder and urethra, regions that become more sensitive as estrogen declines. Raspberries gently support tissue tone, moisture balance, and blood flow in this area, helping reduce urgency and leakage. For men, the same anti-inflammatory benefits help ease mild prostate swelling, which often compresses the bladder and triggers nighttime voiding. Because raspberries also improve vascular health, they enhance circulation to the prostate and pelvic nerves, supporting long-term bladder control from the root. Despite their sweet flavor, raspberries are remarkably safe for people with diabetes. One cup contains just 14.7 grams of total carbohydrates, with 8 grams of fiber, leaving only 6.7 grams of net carbs. Their glycemic index is around 25, and their glycemic load is under 4, meaning they cause almost no rise in blood sugar. The fiber slows digestion, supports gut health, and reduces the inflammatory byproducts that can trigger nocturia. Raspberries also reduce hunger-driven wake-ups by increasing satiety hormones like GLP-1 and calming glucose fluctuations overnight. Here's a common myth: berries before bed cause digestive issues or acidity. In truth, raspberries are among the least acidic fruits, with a pH that's gentle on the bladder. Their natural balance of polyphenols, water, and fiber makes them ideal for sensitive individuals, especially those who can't tolerate citrus or pineapple. Plus, their hydration content, around 86% water, means they contribute to daily fluid needs without overwhelming the kidneys if timed properly. Here's a great bedtime recipe. Magnesium-rich raspberry chia bowl. Mix 1/2 cup unsweetened almond milk, 1/4 cup fresh raspberries, and 1 tablespoon chia seeds. Let it sit for 20 minutes or prepare it ahead of time. Add a dash of cinnamon for extra blood sugar support. This soothing snack delivers calming magnesium, bladder-friendly hydration, gut-regulating fiber, and antioxidants to relax your nerves and support deep sleep. Eat it 60 to 90 minutes before bed for best results. Stick to 1/4 to 1/2 cup in the evening, which is plenty to gain the benefits without excess carbs. One helpful tips: always choose fresh or frozen unsweetened raspberries. Avoid canned or preserved versions with added sugar, as those can spike blood sugar and trigger bladder irritation. Third on list, figs. Soft, subtly sweet, and loaded with ancient healing compounds, figs may be one of the most overlooked fruits for stopping nighttime urination, especially in diabetics struggling with weak bladder signals, hormone imbalance, digestive pressure, and kidney strain. Beneath their chewy flesh lies a powerful mix of soluble fiber, calming minerals, and phytochemicals that work together to restore overnight bladder control, support deep sleep, and reduce the constant pressure to get up and urinate. And unlike many fruits that can irritate or spike sugar levels, figs provide a unique balance of glucose-friendly fiber, hormone-enhancing nutrients, and bladder-calming antioxidants, making them one of the most complete fruits for nocturia relief. Let's start with one of the biggest hidden drivers of nocturia: bladder nerve sensitivity. In diabetes, high blood sugar damages the autonomic nerves that control bladder filling and emptying. This leads to false signals, bladder spasms, and poor coordination between your brain and pelvic floor, especially at night. Figs help address this through their high levels of magnesium, 17 milligrams per medium dried fig, 4% of the daily value, and calcium, 52 milligrams, 4% of the daily value, two minerals that relax smooth muscles and improve nerve signal clarity. By calming the detrusor muscle and improving nerve transmission, figs help your bladder stretch more comfortably and hold urine longer, especially during sleep, when nerve misfires are more common. But figs don't stop at nerve repair. They're also powerful regulators of digestive pressure, another major cause of nighttime urgency. A backed-up digestive tract puts pressure on the bladder, often triggering spasms that feel like you need to urinate. Figs are one of nature's most effective natural laxatives, not because they irritate the gut, but because they're rich in soluble fiber, around 1.5 grams per medium dried fig, and contain small amounts of natural prebiotics, which feed healthy bacteria and improve gut motility. This fiber bulks up stool and clears out the colon, relieving pelvic pressure and giving your bladder more room to function normally overnight. They also help restore hormonal control of the bladder, particularly the nighttime release of antidiuretic hormone, ADH, and melatonin. When these hormones are suppressed by blood sugar spikes, aging, or stress, the kidneys produce too much urine after dark. Figs are a rich source of tryptophan, an amino acid that helps your body produce serotonin and then melatonin. These compounds not only support deep sleep but also trigger ADH release, telling your kidneys to reduce urine production while you rest. One research study found that older adults with nighttime urination experienced up to a 32% improvement in sleep and bladder stability after 6 weeks of incorporating fiber-rich, tryptophan-containing fruits like figs into their evening routine. Figs also offer support for the kidneys, especially in diabetics with early signs of nephropathy. Their potassium content, about 95 milligrams per medium dried fig, 2% of the daily value, helps flush out sodium and regulate blood pressure, reducing strain on the kidneys. Their antioxidants, including phenolic acids and flavonoids, help protect the tiny blood vessels inside the kidneys from oxidative damage. That means smoother filtration cycles and a more normal urine production rhythm, so your body makes most of its urine during the day, not while you're trying to sleep. What's unique about figs is how well they work for both men and women. In men, especially those with mild prostate swelling, figs' anti-inflammatory polyphenols help ease pressure on the bladder neck, supporting better flow and fewer interruptions at night. In women, the combination of fiber, minerals, and hormone-supporting compounds helps restore estrogen-sensitive bladder tissues, which often weaken during menopause and lead to leakage or urgency. Their pH is also naturally alkaline, which makes them one of the most bladder-friendly fruits, especially for people who can't tolerate acidic options like citrus or grapes. Now let's talk about blood sugar. Figs get a bad reputation for being too sugary, but that depends entirely on how they're used. A single medium-dried fig contains about 21 grams of total carbs, including 4 grams of fiber, leaving 17 grams of net carbs. But because they're rich in soluble fiber and natural sugar alcohols, their glycemic index ranges from 35 to 40, and their glycemic load stays under 7 when eaten in moderation. When combined with protein or fat, they digest slowly, reduce insulin spikes, and provide a steady source of fuel during the night, preventing glucose drops that trigger adrenaline and bladder stimulation. Here's a common myth. Figs are laxatives and will disrupt sleep. In truth, the gentle gut-moving effect of figs is exactly what many people with bladder pressure need. Unlike harsh stimulant laxatives, figs soothe the gut, support regular bowel movements, and reduce bloating or backup that crowds the bladder space. For people with functional constipation, eating figs regularly may be the missing link in their Nocturia strategy. And here's something fascinating. Figs contain small amounts of fisetin, a compound shown in some research to protect neural and kidney tissues from aging. That means they don't just relieve nighttime urination, they may actually slow down some of the underlying damage contributing to it. Here's a simple diabetic-friendly recipe. Warm fig almond sleep bites. Gently warm 2 medium-dried figs, slice them open, and stuff them with half a teaspoon of almond butter each. Sprinkle with cinnamon and eat 60 minutes before bed. This soothing snack delivers gut-calming fiber, magnesium, healthy fats, and natural melatonin precursors, all in one delicious bite. It's blood sugar friendly and promotes calm digestion and bladder relaxation overnight. Stick to 1 to 2 medium figs per night, paired with a protein or fat, to keep blood sugar steady and support hormone balance. Helpful tip: always choose unsweetened dried figs or fresh figs when in season. Avoid candied or syrup-coated varieties which can spike glucose and irritate the bladder. Final thought: if you've been waking up at night feeling frustrated, tired, or helpless, just know your bladder isn't broken. It may just be waiting for the right support. These fruits don't just taste good, they nourish the nerves, kidneys, hormones, and digestive rhythm that control how your bladder behaves while you sleep. So if just one small fruit could help you sleep longer, wake up less, and protect your diabetic health, why not give it a try tonight? If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more natural diabetes and bladder health solutions, and let us know in the comments. Which of these fruits are you excited to try first? Your journey might inspire someone else to finally reclaim their restful nights.